Good morning and welcome to Resistance is Futile 9. Thank you so much for pressing the play button. For today, we're going to be working on some really cool twists and transitions, quite a lot of pulling strength as usual, and some really beautiful detoxing rotational movements. Obviously, you're just going to need your band for this class. There are no other props required, so if you just want to get yourself set up and come straight back to the mat, that would be awesome, and I'll see you in a second. So, the abdominal work that we're going to be doing is to kind of counterbalance the movements that we're going to be doing a little later on in class. And these movements are called counter rotational movements. So, basically, what you're going to try and do is not rotate. Okay? So, just lying down for now, you're going to take your band over your pelvis at the front. We'll start with the bridges and then we'll come into the core actually. So the band that I've got, I'm putting it over the two pointy bits at the front of my hips. And then I want to actually anchor my hands down to the ground so that the band is going to be providing resistance against my pelvis. So as I come into my bridge, I'm going to feel that band kind of resist me. Before I bridge, I want to make sure that my feet are nicely planted on the floor, parallel hip width distance. That's it. Take a big inhale for me, everyone. And as you exhale, I want you to really melt that rib cage through the floor towards the ground behind you. So I really want you to relax down through the front of the rib cage. Let's do 2 more breaths like that. Big inhale. Big exhale to really draw the rib cage through the floor. One more like that. Big inhale. Try and soften the front of the neck and shoulders if it's tensed up there. And exhale, draw the ribs down. Well done. Now keep that softness through the torso, through the collarbones, through the rib cage, and through the front of your neck. So really try and avoid any tension in that area. We're going to inhale again, and as you exhale, we're going to tuck and lengthen through the tail and pick up the pelvis into the resistance of the band. It doesn't have to be your finest work. The first one can be a little bit diagnostic. Inhale at the top, lengthen your tailbone a little more, and then exhale, slowly peel your spine down one vertebra at a time. Keep going. So as you come up into that bridge, the initial couple of bridges, try your best to keep the grip on the band firm, but the shoulders at the front really soft and relaxed. That's it. It's really nice. Keep going, kind of dancing this fine line between tensing up in the front of the neck and shoulders and really providing resistance through the band. So make sure to keep the front of the shoulders relaxed. Collarbones really broad and wide, rib cage soft. By allowing the upper body to stay relatively free from tension, we're going to take a little bit more attention to the glutes and the hamstrings, which is what we kind of want. Keep on going. Very nice, everyone. As you come down out of your bridge, can you start to zone in a little bit more on the journey down? So I really want you to try your best to come up down that straight line of your spine. And you might be thinking, Christine, that's already what I've been doing. But I want you to zone in even more. And I want you to really notice those teeny tiny little deviations that you might feel as you come up and come down. And I want you to even it out. Really be pedantic about your line. You're going to go for about 8 more of these. 6 to 8, depending on your pace. Now, why are we focusing on that straight line down? Well, you have got so many muscles, guys. along your vertebral column, along your spine. And a lot of your muscles, ones that we never really learn, very complicated name ones, their job is segmental movements of the spine. Some muscles even move one vertebra in relation to the next vertebra, and we want to try and wake these muscles up a little. 3 more. Really segmental, one vertebra at a time, super straight line down. Nice, last 2. That looks really good, everyone. The ribs are looking nice and relaxed. I love it. Okay, on the next one, we're going to hold it up. We're going to take it up and hold. So we're pushing our pelvis into the resistance of the band. Try and relax the shoulder blades into the ground behind you. Try and relax your collarbones. Lengthen through the back of your neck, nice and tall. And then, guys, I want you to walk your feet together. So your insides of your feet touch, okay? Or at least the insides of the ankles touch. You might be thinking, whoa, okay, hello glutes, that's good. And see if you can bring your knees to touch each other. So the insides of your legs, the inner thighs touch, the insides of your knees, insides of the ankles touch. Try and pick your pelvis up 2 centimeters higher now. Lift and hold. So you should have almost like this cradle of muscle activation through the glutes. Lengthen your tail towards the heels of your feet. Hold for 10. Keep those knees touching. It's going to be a fight between keeping the knees touching and keeping the height of the pelvis. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your spine down. Keep your feet where they are. We're coming up there again 2 more times. Good job. Take a sec. All right. So now that we've got the ankles already touching, I want you to start at the bottom. So you're going to keep your booty on the ground just for a moment. Lengthen through your tail so you can feel your lower back press into the floor for a moment. So that allows your lower back to get really long. Squeeze the insides of the ankles together. Squeeze the insides of the knees together. Really root down through all 10 toes. And then pick your butt up off of the floor into the resistance of the band. Don't expect to get really high. Don't expect that massive height. But I want you to fight for every ½ millimeter of height that you do have. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Really think about getting the tops of your thighs to touch. The insides of the legs really should be shaking. Hold for 5. Try to relax the collarbones. You say that to myself. 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. Is everybody also feeling that? I hope so. Okay, last time. All right. Fire up those inner thighs. Really get the insides of the legs to squeeze into one another. Pick the pelvis up. Lengthen through the tail, but also send the kneecaps forward. Hold for 10. Try and get the inner thighs to squeeze as close together as possible. 8, 7, 6, inner thighs, 5, 4, inner thighs, 3, 2, 1. Oh goodness, take it down. Okay, take a second. I don't know about you, but that's probably one of my most challenging positions for me. Really it is. So we're going to take our band and reach it up towards the sky now. I've got an over grip on the band, so my palms are kind of facing towards my knees here. Palms facing kind of down towards the floor, towards my legs, towards my knees. We're going to find a neutral spine. So go ahead and tuck and arch until you find your neutral. Yes, great job. Take an inhale for me here. And as you exhale, send one leg into tabletop, other leg into tabletop, and we hold. Alright, so now we're coming into our, again, counter-rotational movements, but more focus on your abdominals, okay? So keeping everything super steady in your body right now, can I ask you to let your left knee float out to the left-hand side without letting anything else in your body change. And then bring that knee back to center. Right knee goes out to the right, so we're going to alternate from leg to leg. Good, back to center. Keep going. So with this movement, it's kind of easy to mentally check out because you're like, oh, this is kind of easy. But I want you to really try and find the resistance within yourself in terms of creating your own sense of resistance for the moving leg. Okay? Imagine your moving leg was literally working through thick, wet sand. We're going to go for about 6 more movements here through the knee, through the leg. Zone your focus into the non-moving parts of your body. How can you keep the rest of your body absolutely dead still? The shoulder blades rooted through the floor. The back of your pelvis rooted just as your shoulder blades are rooted. You've got 3 more approximately. If you feel you've got more or less, just listen to your body. Make sure you're feeling even. Last 2. Back of the neck stays long. Looks good, guys. And last time. Now try, guys, bring those knees back to tabletop and try and hang out there. If you need to take a break from tabletop, that's very understandable. But see if you can hold. We're going to move to the arms now. Again, do not let the rest of your body move. Inhale. Exhale, one arm is going to pull out to the side. I'm going to go with my left. Keep the opposite shoulder blade rooted into the floor. Keep your neutral lengthen through the lower back, and then slowly bring your arm back to center. Other arm goes out to the side. I like to pull on an exhale. Nice. And then bring it back again on an inhale. I'm just going to move a little to the side because my one arm is hitting the wall. But you guys keep going. You're like, you got a break from tabletop there. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, you're going to keep on going here. The muscles in your body that should be firing to counter rotate you are your obliques. Those are your abdominals on the sides of your bodies, the left and the right sides of your body, of your rib cage. You want to think about using them to help counter rotate you, to avoid rotation. Last 2. These obliques go all the way down to attach onto your pubic bone, so you could feel it all the way down there. Last time. Good, and then let's take those feet to the floor. Give yourself a well-deserved break from tabletop. Nice job. Okay, are we good? Are we all right? Awesome, great job. Okay, so last little bit of movement in terms of lying on our back. And we're going to, again, try and move into a little bit of counter rotation. So we're going to now add arm and leg together. Find your neutral, lengthen through the back of the neck, broaden through the collarbones, one leg up, other leg up, and hang out here in tabletop. Tabletop, immediately you should actually start to feel your abdominals fire. Draw your navel towards your spine. Yeah? Okay, great. So from this position, let's send our left leg forward now into a slow single leg stretch on an exhale. And then slowly bring it back in. Alternate to the right. Right leg is going to reach. And then bring it back in. So just get used to this first. As we do our single leg stretch, you might notice your opposite hip, so the non-moving side, might want to hike up. This is your moment to prevent counter rotation in the pelvis. So keep your pelvis even. Don't hike the opposite hip up as you single leg stretch. Okay? If that's going really well, then see if you can add the opposite arm pulling out to the side. So if my right leg is reaching forward, my left arm pulls out to the side, and then I'm going to bring it back in. I'm going to move into intensity on an exhale. That's perfect, Claire. Keep going. Your instincts are right. Go exactly. So it's going to be opposite arm, opposite leg. And back. Try for about 6 to 8. I know it seems like a lot. You're welcome to do 4 even slower ones. But we are trying to keep the integrity of our torso. No matter what the arms and the legs are doing, we're trying to avoid rotation in the spine and in the pelvis and in the neck and in the rib cage. That's it. Last 2. Find your breath. And last 1. And bring it in. So good. Pop those feet down and allow your knees to windscreen wipe from side to side, and know that the windscreen wiping movement that you are now doing is a rotation, the thing that we've been trying to avoid. Okay, let's go for 4 more. And as you windscreen wipe those knees, you might actually feel your obliques stretch. That will happen. 2 and 1. Awesome. Okay, we're going to roll it up and we're going to change it up completely now. Okay, so like full change. All right, so the positioning that I'm going to find myself in is going to be this one. So I'm going to send what looks like my right leg out long to the side, and I'm kneeling on my left. I've got the band. And initially, guys, I'm just going to take my hands to the ground. Cool. Sweet. So we did actually work the inner thighs. So I do want to stretch out the inner thighs just a little bit. In terms of spinal positioning here, if you want more stretch for your inner thighs, you arch into your lower back and send your tail up to the ceiling. Okay. If that's not your cup of tea, you find your neutral. Okay. Cool. From here, we're going to rock our booty back towards our heel. Bam. Nice. Get that stretch. And then bring it forward again. Nice. Let's go for about 3. Rock the booty back. Nice. And in. That's it. 2. And in. Nice. 1. Down. Good. And in. Great job. From here, we're going to bring ourselves up. Take the band with you. That's it. Great job. We're going to reach our arms all the way up and back, if the shoulder allows in your body. All the way up and forward. Nice. If you've ever had, and I know none of you in the class right now have had shoulder dislocations, but if you're watching this and you have, please don't force this. Okay. Alright, just one little note here. As your arms come up and back, can you watch that your ribs are not flaring forwards? Close the rib cage to pelvis connection as you move through those arms. 2, 1. Very nice. Now, from here, we're going to imagine that we're kind of, well, not even imagine, we're literally just going to side bend towards the long leg side. Pause here for a moment for me. So Paula, just close those ribs. So watch that you're not arching into the lower back. Close it. Yes, a little bit more. And then squeeze into your glutes. Squeeze your glutes and tuck your tail. Yes, that's the ticket. Now try and keep that as you come up, up, up. We're going to go all the way over to the other side. Slow, 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 slow. And eventually your hand will find the ground. Use the tension in the band to get that super deep reach up and over to the side. Well done. Take an inhale here. Now start moving through the arm, pull into the band, let that help you activate your obliques to come up and over. Yes. Very nice. So we're going to slowly move from side to side here. And I really want you to be pedantic about not back bending, okay? So in these moments of heavy resistance, as you find the floor and pull away from the floor, keep the ribs closed. Okay, as you come up, keep the ribs closed. No back bends here. That's it. That's the ticket. Let's go for 2 more. Reach out of the shoulder blade. That's it. Oh, look at that control. Amazing. Very nice, everyone. And up. That moment should be pretty intense. As you pull away from the floor, you should feel the line of your obliques really fire. I'm hoping. Okay, last time coming up. Well, I say last time. We're probably going to do it one more time. But there'll be a little break in between. Reach out through the armpit, close the ribs, and then we come up. Very nice. Pause here for me. Take your arms forwards. Good. All right, now from this position, close the ribs, squeeze into your left glute. Yeah, and we're going to rotate towards the long leg side. So now we are saying welcome rotation. Great. And then from here, we're going to try and pull the band apart. So really focus on the right shoulder blade pulling in towards the spine, and then bring it back, or bring the arms closer to one another. Pull the band apart as far as you can. It might touch your chest. That's cool. And then bring it forward. As you pull, guys, can I ask you to lengthen through the crown of your head, squeeze into your left glute. 3 to go. Pull. Last 2. Close the ribs, lengthen, pull. Last time, pull. Amazing. Bring it back through center. Okay, now this is where things might get a little confusing, all right? But here we are. We're going to reach the arms up towards the sky. This bit, you know, we've done this a couple times. So we're coming back into this moment. Then I'm going to lift my top leg or my long leg off of the ground. Nice. Top legs or long leg, yeah. I'm going to do 10 little leg lifts here. 10. Good. Close those ribs. 9. 8. 7. That's it. 6. Make sure that you're not back bending. 5. 4. That's it. 3. 2. 1. Rest your foot on the floor. Take the band and allow it to come forward and down. Yes, exactly. Now we're going to pull the band up. You might need to adjust your resistance on the band. You might feel like, that feels a bit strange. So I'm actually going to take my hand a little bit closer towards, a little bit lower down the band, just to give myself a little bit more resistance. And then I'm going to pull. Yeah? Exactly. So the hand that's anchoring the band to the ground, you can adjust that hand as well. So really make sure that your stabilizing hand feels like it can just plonk down onto the band so that you can pull into it. That's it. Exhale to pull. 5. Keep the tailbone long. Reach that tail towards at least the wall beneath you. Wall beneath you. Wall behind you, I guess. Last 2. And last 1. Pull. Good. Now notice that in this moment right now, guys, your hips are open to this side. I'm going to change the positioning now and close my hips towards the floor. Okay? Yes, exactly, and you end up. That's the ticket right there. Good. Now, because of where we've just come from, the lower back is really going to be wanting to arch here. So lengthen through the lower back. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Very nice. From this position, we're going to lift and lower that long leg for 10. 9. Good. Think about length. 8, 7. That's it. 6. A little bit more strength to the front of that leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, I want you to see if you can step that long leg forward and actually stand onto your band. Yes, amazing. Bring yourself up into kneeling. We have kind of done this before in a previous class. Yeah, right. I think it's probably going to be your right hand. Is it your right hand holding onto the band now? The opposite hand to the leg that's in front is going to hold onto the band, and you're going to pull and rotate. So it's the opposite hand to the leg that's in front. Pull and rotate. Yes, let's go. 8, 7. Keep the ribs closed. So as you pull, try not to back bend. That's it. 5. Looking good. Pinky leads as you pull. 4, 3. Front knee stays really solidly pointing forwards. 2. And last time. Pull. Bring it back. Amazing. Now, you guys love a challenge. I know you do. We're going to see if you can tuck the toes of that back foot under. Yeah, keep your front foot solidly on the band. Lift and hover up into a little lunge. Now we're going to try and do the exact same arm movement, and it's going to be kind of wanting to throw you off balance. Counter rotation through the core. Okay? Adjust, maybe reduce the tension that you had on the band, and then pull and release. So right now I'm pulling and my torso is pointing forwards. So if you pull and you notice that your waist wants to do something funky, you are rotating. Close those ribs, keep your torso solid, and pull. Nice, Claire. Really nice. Great job, everyone. 4. That's it. 3, close the ribs. Yes. 2. And last time, pull. And then we lower with ultimate control back to the mat. Well done. Super duper. Amazing. Are we okay? Nice. That looked really good, guys. Really, really good. The only thing is now we have to do it all on the other side. Starting back here again. So yes, Paula, I should have mentioned it. If you guys need a pillow underneath the knee, now's the time. Okay. My knees are like leather. I just don't feel anything anymore. Okay, great. So we're going to extend the left leg, well, other leg out, whichever leg it was that wasn't done, right? And we start with the hands on the ground. And we just find that neutral spine position. Again, remember, with this, just because of the attachment points of the inner thighs, if you want more, an arched position into the lower back is going to give you more stretch, okay? And then you're going to pull your bum towards your heel. And then slowly bring it back. Nice. Maybe about 3 more of these. Awesome. Last time. Beautiful. Bring it forward. And we're going to come up. Nice. As you come up, this is the moment now where you're like, bam, I'm going to close down this connection at the front and lengthen my tailbone at the back. I'm going to squeeze my glutes to extend my hips forward, and then I'm going to come up and back. Nice. Up and forwards. That's it. So the moment those arms kind of reach up overhead and this point here, you got to kind of fight to keep the rib cage to pelvis connection which can be really hard. Last two. And last one. Really nice. We take it up. Okay, this is where we start to go full mermaid. We're going to come up and over, reach towards the long leg side. This is kind of a good moment to think, like, is the resistance on my band really limiting me right now? And will I be able to use this resistance to get my hand to the ground? Okay, so change the tension if you need to. Come up, close the ribs, slowly, 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 and eventually your hand will reach. Use the band to increase that stretch. Inhale. Okay, now start pulling the top arm into the band. Activate through the obliques. You'll feel it all the way down the side of the ribs. And nice. Inhale. It's quite nice to move down through an exhale. So just before your hand touches the floor, you should be at the end of the exhale, getting maximum abdominal activation. Again here, inhale. On the exhale, move. That's the ticket. Two more. Big inhale. And exhale. Nice. Big inhale. Exhale. That should be pretty tough. Beautiful. We're going to pause here for an inhale. Nice. And then we bring it back to center. Good job. Take those arms forwards. Close the ribs. Squeeze your bum. Lengthen through the crown. Squeeze the shoulder blades down. And we're going to rotate towards the long leg side of the mat. Okay, inhale to prepare, and then as you exhale, we pull the arms away from one another. So it's really going to especially be most likely your left arm and shoulder blade that you want to focus on a little more. Exhale to pull, inhale to release. Good. As you pull, just watch that you don't lose that ribcage to pelvis connection. Keep your booty switched on. Keep the crown lengthening to the sky. 4 and 3. Good. Keep the collarbones broad as you pull. 2. That's it. Last one. Pull. Amazing. Great job. So we're going to come up. And we're going to take the hand to the ground again, nice and slow. Here we are. Ha ha ha. In this moment now, lift the long leg. I'm hoping that as you lift that leg, you can start to feel your abdominals help you with that lift. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. Close the ribs. Lengthen the lower back. Draw the navel to the spine. Pubic bone to navel, that kind of thing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your long legs foot rest on the floor, and we're going to let our hand come forward and down, that one that was all the way up at the top there. And again, if you want to adjust your resistance on the band here, adjust your bottom hand, that's cool, because you're about to pull now through the top arm again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale into that pull. That's it. And then slowly release the tension back down. Again, this is a moment where your lower back is like, it's my time to shine. Don't let it help you. Find your obliques again. Find your shoulder blade. Yes, that's it. And don't neglect that little bit of time for the journey of the arm down. So the pull is important, but the journey back home is just as important. 2, You're like, count, woman, count. Last one. Bring it down. So right now we're in hips open position. We're going to pivot and allow the hip to close to the floor, lengthening through the lower back. Yes, exactly. Take a second here, really find that length. Lift your skull away from the ground and tuck your chin towards your throat, lengthening through the back of the neck, and we're going to pulse that long leg up and down. Let's go for 10. Don't worry about height, think about length through the front of the hip as you lift. 6, 5, really nice, really nice. 4, try and keep that knee dead straight. 3, power through the front. Yes, that's it. 2, point the toes. Last 1, amazing. All right, now from here, we're going to try and step that long foot forward onto the band. Yes. And take your time to adjust the band as needed. The foot is really anchoring it down. You're going to come up into a little low lunge position, or kneeling, whatever. The opposite hand to the foot that's in front is going to do the pulling, and the pinky is leading the way. Close the ribs, lengthen through the crown, and we pull. So this movement here is a really cool opportunity to think of your body like a corkscrew. So if you've ever opened a bottle of wine, that is, you are the corkscrew right now. So as you pull, think about lengthening through the crown of your head and getting taller. Okay. Let's take a look. Yes. 6 to go. Rock solid, guys. 5. Finding the shoulder blade in all of this. The shoulder blade should move down as you pull. So as I pull, my shoulder blade draws down and towards the spine. Okay, enjoy this last one with the back knee on the ground. All right. Are we ready to lift? We're going to tuck the toes of the back foot under. Okay. Tuck through the tail. When you're ready, come up into that little lunge. Hover and hold. Awesome. Torso is pointing forwards. Close those ribs. Bend a little deeper through the front knee, and let's start to try and find that pull. Watch for any hip hiking. Okay, so we're not going to hike up through the hips. Remember, we practiced that lying down. Keep the ribs closed. Counter rotation through the torso. 5. You can do it. 4. And 3. And 2. Find your center. Last one, last one. Amazing. Let's slowly come down to the mat with control. Bring your front foot back. Let's open up our knees and take a well-deserved shell stretch, guys. Stretch it out. So the shell obviously is your choice. You place your hands wherever feels good to you. If your shoulders are dead, it's quite nice to hold onto your feet. But again, use this opportunity to lengthen into your lower back. Really trying to find the heels with the tail. And then allowing the belly to really expand onto your inner thighs as you breathe in. Encourage that expansive movement on the inhale, and the exhale, really just relax. One more breath in just this traditional shell shape. And then all we're going to do is walk our hands over to one side. So let's take our hands over to the right. So as you reach both arms over to the right, your left arm, see if you can reach it deeper along that diagonal line. Push the floorboards away from you through that left hand. Pull your left sit bone towards your left heel. And target your inhalation into the space between the ribs on that left side of your body. Breathing into the intercostals, breathing into the obliques. One more breath on this side. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the opposite side. I just got a nice click there. That's it. So again, once we're on this side, you should be able to really think about your right hand pushing into the floorboards. So I want to say, get away from you floorboards, and that action should give you a little bit more sensation over the shoulder blade. You're going to pull your bum, your right bum cheek towards your right heel, and breathe into the right side of your ribs. As you breathe here, try to relax your cheeks and your jaw. Beautiful, guys. And then we're just going to bring ourselves up briefly into a straddle position. So we're on our bum and our legs come wide. If you need to sit up on an elevation just to prevent any pain through the front of the hips, that's totally cool. So if you need your pillow, that's awesome. So once you're in your straddle, we're going to lengthen up through the crown. I'm going to take my left hand towards my left leg. It doesn't matter where you get your grip, okay? It could be your knee, it could be your shin, it could be your foot, whatever. Sit bones stay grounded, and we're just going to come up and over to the side. As you find this stretch, I really want to encourage you to zone in onto your right sit bone and really pull that sit bone into the floor. And then relax your pelvic floor and try and really breathe into your oblique on the right hand side. All the abdominals on the right side of your body. Beautiful. We're going to square off to the leg. So you're going to kind of allow your sternum to really point towards your left knee and just allow yourself to hinge forward. Nice. No stress into those shoulders there. Slowly walk yourself back up, lengthen through center and just briefly to the other side. Find something to hold on to. But sit bone stays super rooted, and then we're going to come up and over. Nice. So wherever you get to, find the sit bone and push that opposite sit bone down. Breathing into this exposed side. Try not to restrict your belly from expanding. Allow your belly to expand on your inhale for 2 more breaths. And then we're just going to square off. Still try and keep that sit bone grounded if possible. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw for 2 more breaths here. Hopefully you don't have jaws in your flat right now. And we're just going to walk ourselves back up. Guys, that is you 100% done for the day. So we've really been focusing on obliques, counter rotation, and lots of twisting movements. So you might feel quite a lot of core work, which is always great. So thank you.